In this session, we're going to look at the default settings 1 option, invoice date defaults to sales order date. In other words, what this means is if you had a sales order date and you then invoice that sales order, it will use the date of the sales order, not the date that you process the invoice on. You will have the option once you get to the invoice to change that date. If you don't want the date then to change when you get to invoice, you can use the lock date option. But let me show you. I'm going to switch on the option. I'm going to say accept. And I'm now going to go to the sales orders. Here I have a sales order that was processed on the 2nd of the 1st. I'm now going to invoice the sales order. And immediately you'll see it uses the 2nd. Today's date is the 5th already. I can change that date if I wanted to. Remember I said to you, if you don't want to allow the users to change the date, then you must lock the date. You must use the default option, lock date in processing. In this case, I'll leave the date as is, and then I can invoice the sales order. In other words, it's used that specific date. In my case, it was the 2nd of the 1st. And that concludes looking at the default settings 1 option. Default the invoice date to the sales order.